Hi folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, I got a call the other day from one of the top fishermen. He may not want me to mention his name because this is sort of a controversial thing among tournament fishermen. But he said to me, you know, the trend where tournament fishing is going is really something that's starting to concern a lot of people. And here's what we're talking about. You've heard me talk before over the last few months about these forward-looking scopes that are part of the new technology that's part of the screens that anglers have on these bass boats. Everything costs money. And also, being able to use these to the greatest degree is important. But these screens have taken fishing to a whole different level. And what it is it looks forward in the water and you can actually see the fish that you want to fish for. You can say, I'm not going to throw a cast until I see that fish that I want to cast to. It will show up as being larger. Now some of the new lures that are being made to adapt to this kind of fishing, where the material in the lures is more seeable, for a very basic way of saying this, is more seeable by these scopes. And it allows you to follow your lure as it goes through the water and see the fish, whether it's coming for it or not. This is a whole new way of fishing. And what it has amounted to making happen is that a new younger crowd that's getting into tournament fishing, they're more adept at this type of technology than some of the older folks. People from Japan, where this technology is so big, they have become masters at this kind of fishing. It's a new kind of fishing. And as my buddy, who is a top tournament fisherman, said to me, if you're not part of this group that is so adaptable to this, you don't have a chance in these tournaments anymore. It doesn't test so much your mettle, your ability to use the environment and see it and feel it and know what to do to fish in certain areas. It's a whole different type of fishing. Is it what we want? I don't have the answers to this because fishing in general is something that it appeals to people in different ways. I know for me, it's a complete different type of fishing than it might be for somebody else, based on my history, based on the things that it brings to me. But I think it's important to think of this. Changes are taking place so rapidly in our world now that everything is changing along with it. And so what might have been the norm a year ago now isn't the norm anymore. And fishermen really have to keep up with this. Well, for you and me, for so many of the people that want to go fishing, we don't have all this modern equipment, these $100,000 bass boats rigged with this top technology. And if you don't have that, you can't compete in this world. But how does it really apply to us? When we go out fishing, what do we want to do? Do we want to be able to go out there and find all these fish and compete in a world that really isn't part of our life? Or do we want to go out and just have some fun? Do we want to go out and be able to find the fish and catch them? And there are questions that come to mind, and sometimes the answers aren't easy, and the answers a lot of time depend on the type of person that we are. But it is something that I think you all should be aware of. When you see these boats coming to this area, these incredibly modern, speedy bass boats that are really what they become is search vehicles. They become ways that top anglers can search and they can find the fish. It makes me wonder sometimes how the fish even have a chance. Boy, the odds seem to be stacked so highly against them. And yet, they have to survive. We have to make sure they survive because this is the world that we live in now. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.